The music pulsed through Oliver's living room, heavy bass shaking the glasses on the counter. I leaned back on the couch, drink in hand, pretending not to notice the way Clara's eyes kept finding me across the room. She slid into the seat beside me, her perfume sharp enough to cut through the noise. "You've been staring," she said. I wasn't. "You were..." Her voice dropped low. "And you don't look away fast enough." I sipped from my glass, buying time. "You're mistaken." Clara smirked. "I don't mistake much." She leaned closer, her shoulder brushing mine, deliberate and slow. "Tell me something, Daniel. Are you afraid of me?" I laughed once, short and hollow. "Why would I be?" "Because you don't know what I'll do next." She tilted her head, eyes fixed on mine. "And you're dying to find out." I shifted, trying to keep my voice steady. "You're Oliver's cousin." That isn't an answer. Her lips curled. She took my glass, set it on the table, and held my gaze like she owned it. "Prove you're not afraid." My chest tightened. I wanted to tell her no, to push her back, to break the spell. Instead, I said, "What do you want me to do?" Laugh was soft, dangerous. "Surprise me." The music dipped for a moment, replaced by voices shouting from the kitchen. Oliver was calling for more drinks, his tone carefree, trusting, blind. Clara ignored it, her focus locked on me like no one else existed. "You're playing a game," I said. "Of course I am. Life's boring without games." She leaned in, close enough that her lips hovered inches from my ear. "Do you always hesitate this much? Or just with me?" Heat crawled up my neck. "Should be careful." She pulled back, her smile sharper. "Or what? You'll walk away?" I stood, half to escape, half to breathe. But she followed. Her hand brushed my arm as she rose, fingers light, quick, intentional. "You won't walk away," she whispered. "You like this too much." I turned sharply. "You don't know me. Then let me." Her eyes glittered. "Unless you're scared." I didn't answer. She didn't need me to. The night blurred after that, each drink pulling me deeper into her orbit. Clara laughed louder than anyone else, touched my arm when she passed, and leaned in during conversations that weren't meant for whispers. Every gesture said one thing: "I dare you." At one point, Oliver clapped a hand on my shoulder, oblivious to the current running between his cousin and me. "Glad you came, mate. You've been buried in work too long. Clara's been keeping you company, hasn't she?" I forced a smile. "She's good at that." Clara's eyes sparkled. "He's good company too." Oliver grinned and moved off, none the wiser. I exhaled hard, only to feel Clara's fingers slide against mine under the table. "Still afraid?" She murmured. My pulse jumped. "I told you I'm not." "Hey, then prove it." She bit her lip, slow and deliberate, watching the effect it had on me. I pulled my hand back, more from instinct than willpower. "You're trouble. You don't want safe," she said. "Safe is dull. You want fire," the way she said it, low and certain, made me wonder if she could read thoughts. Hated how right she was. Later, when most of the guests had left, found myself outside on the balcony, cold air cutting through the haze of alcohol. I wanted space, but of course, she followed. "Running again?" she asked. I needed air. So did I. She stepped closer, her dress catching the faint city light. "Do you ever stop controlling everything, Daniel?" I frowned. "What does that mean? You sit, you watch, you calculate, but you never leap." She inched closer until our arms nearly touched. "When was the last time you did something reckless?" I met her stare. "Maybe I'm not built that way. Or maybe you're waiting for the right dare." Her words stuck in me like hooks. I hated how much I wanted to take that dare, how much I wanted to cross the line she kept drawing. Inside, Oliver's laughter echoed. A reminder of everything I stood to lose. "I shouldn't," I said. Clara's smile softened, but her eyes stayed sharp. "Which means you will." I stayed silent. My silence told her everything. She leaned closer, lips a breath away, the night closing in. "Next time," she whispered, "don't just stand there." Then she pulled back, leaving me on the balcony with nothing but the sound of my heartbeat hammering against the silence, Asterisk, the sunlight coming through the blinds felt sharper than usual. I told myself the night before meant nothing, but Clara's face wouldn't leave my head. When I walked into the kitchen, Oliver was already there, making coffee. "You're alive," he said. "I thought the whiskey took you out." "Fine." He slid a mug toward me. "Clara left early this morning." "Did she say anything to you before she left?" I hesitated. "Not really," Oliver laughed. "She's unpredictable, keeps everyone guessing. Don't let her rattle you." I nodded, but the truth was, she already had. Later that afternoon, I found myself in the garden behind Oliver's house. Clara was there, leaning against the railing, her phone in her hand. "You look like you didn't sleep," she said without looking up. "I slept fine." Her eyes flicked up to mine. Liar. I stepped closer. "Why do you care?" She locked her phone, sliding it into her pocket. "Because you keep pretending last night didn't happen." Nothing happened. Her smile was sharp. "Then, why are you shaking?" I clenched my fists. "You're playing with fire, that's the point." She moved closer, her voice lower. "And you like it." I tried to hold her stare, but the way she bit her lip made it impossible. My chest tightened. "Stop doing that." "Doing what?" She tilted her head. "You mean this?" She bit her lip again, slower this time. "Clara." My voice came out harder than I intended. She smirked. "So you do know my name?" I turned away, but she followed, stepping into my path. "You think you're safe if you ignore me?" she said. "But you already let me in." "I didn't. You did." She leaned closer, her voice barely above a whisper. "You hate that you did." The screen door creaked, and Oliver's voice cut through the tension. "There you two are. I've been looking all over." Clara stepped back, casual as if nothing had happened. "We were just talking." Oliver grinned. "Oh, good. She needs better company than her phone." "Daniel, I'm glad you're around. Maybe she'll stop tormenting me." Clara laughed softly. "Don't count on it." Oliver went back inside, leaving me with the echo of Clara's laughter. I lowered my voice. "You're going to get me in trouble." She leaned against the railing again, watching me. "Trouble looks good on you." I shook my head. "You don't know me? I know enough. I know you're careful, controlled, always doing the right thing. Which is exactly why I want to see you slip." "Why?" Her eyes darkened. "Because when someone like you breaks, it means something." I stared at her, unsure if I should walk away or demand answers. "You're dangerous. You're not." "Wrong." She pushed off the railing and brushed past me, close enough for her shoulder to graze mine. "But you'll come back anyway." I stood frozen. Her words lodged in me like a knife. That evening, Oliver suggested dinner out. I agreed, thinking distance would help. Clara came to DOT at the restaurant. Oliver chatted non-stop about work, travel plans, and random memories. I tried to focus, but Clara kept brushing her leg against mine under the table. Each time I shifted away, she followed. Oliver raised his glass. "To friendship." I forced a smile, clinking my glass with his. Clara's eyes locked on me as she clinked hers, the corners of her mouth lifting like she knew exactly what she was doing. When Oliver left for the restroom, Clara leaned in. "Can't even hide it anymore." "Hide what?" "The way you look at me." I gripped my glass tighter. "You're imagining things." She reached out and slid her finger along the rim of my glass, slow and deliberate. "Am I?" I pulled the glass away. "Oh." "Oliver trusts me." Her smile faltered for the first time. "Do you trust yourself?" And my throat tightened. "Why are you doing this?" "Because I can." Her voice was flat, almost cold. Then she leaned closer again, softer. "Because I want to see how far you'll go." Oliver returned, cheerful as ever, breaking the spell. What did I miss? Clara sat back, innocent. Nothing important. I couldn't touch my food after that. My mind wouldn't stop replaying her words, her eyes, the way she made me feel like I was already guilty. On the way back, Oliver drove, humming to the radio. Clara sat in the back seat, and I felt her gaze on me the entire ride. When we reached the house, Oliver yawned. "I'm heading straight to bed. Long day tomorrow." "Good night," I said quickly, heading for the stairs. Clara's voice stopped me. Daniel. I turned. She was leaning against the wall, arms crossed, a spark in her eyes. Never forget tonight. I swallowed hard. I already want to. Her smirk widened. Liar. She disappeared into her room, leaving me with the weight of her words pressing harder than ever. The clock on Oliver's dashboard glowed past midnight as I drove through the quiet streets. He had gone inside hours ago, but Clara had asked me to take her home. She broke the silence first. You drive like you're afraid of breaking rules. Drive like I don't want to crash. Same thing. She leaned back, eyes on me. Do you ever just let go? I kept my hands tight on the wheel. Not usually. She shifted closer. I can tell. I glanced at her. Tell what? That. You're desperate to lose control. I forced a laugh. You think you know me? I do. She moved her hair off her shoulder, slow, deliberate. You're the type who hides behind rules until someone pushes you hard enough. Is that what you're doing? Yes. Her eyes locked on mine, and you like it. My jaw tightened. You should stop. You don't want me to. Her perfume filled the car, rich and distracting. My chest grew tight. She lowered her voice. You want to feel alive again, don't you? I gripped the steering wheel harder. Hey, why would you say that? Because I see it. The way you look at me. The way you fight it. You're Oliver's cousin. Her smile flickered. Act! That excuse won't save you forever. I pulled into her street, relieved and disappointed at once. We're here. She didn't move. Instead, she leaned closer, her shoulder brushing. Mine, you still haven't answered me. Answered what? Do you want to feel alive again? I swallowed hard. That isn't a fair question. She let her hand hover near mine on the gear shift, not touching, but close enough that I felt the heat. I stared straight ahead. Clara. Her voice dropped to a whisper. Say yes. Before I could respond, my phone lit up on the console. Oliver's name. I hit accept quickly. Yeah, you home yet? His voice was casual, trusting. On the way. It's just dropping Clara off. Good man. Thanks for looking out for her, of course. My throat felt tight as I hung up. Clara smirked. Saved by your conscience. I pulled the car into park. Get out. Her laugh was soft, taunting. You want me to leave, but you don't want this to end. Clara. She opened the door but leaned in one last time. Next time, don't answer the phone. She slipped out, closing the door gently behind her. I sat there with my pulse hammering, staring at the empty passenger seat. The drive back was a blur. My head spun with the sound of her voice, the way. Her hand had nearly touched mine the way I had nearly let it happen. When I walked inside, Akeza Oliver was still awake, half asleep on the couch. He looked up, smiling. Everything good? Yeah, my voice cracked slightly. Everything's fine, he yawned, settling deeper into the cushions. Thanks again. She's a handful sometimes. I forced a smile. She's fine. Good night, mate. He closed his eyes, trusting, unguarded. I stood there, watching him breathe, guilt crawling up my chest like fire. Clara's words echoed in my head, louder than his trust, sharper than the silence. Do you want to feel alive again? I couldn't answer her then, but I knew I already had. Asterisk, the music hit before I even stepped through the door. Oliver knew how to fill a house, and tonight was no exception. Laughter spilled from every corner, glasses clinked, the air heavy with smoke and perfume. I tried to act casual, but then I saw her. Clara was at the center of it, wearing a dress that left nothing to imagination, too tight, too deliberate.
Every
man noticed. I noticed more than anyone. Oliver clapped me on the back. Glad you made it, brother. Grab a drink. Relax. At. Claire's already stealing the spotlight. I forced a smile. What? Yeah. She always does. Oliver laughed, distracted by another guest, and moved away. I couldn't stop watching her. She knew it. She drifted across the room, talking to one man, then another, tilting her head back when she laughed, placing her hand on an arm, her eyes flashing toward me every chance she got. When I finally turned away, she appeared at my side. You're Quiet tonight, she said, her lips almost brushing my ear. I'm fine. Her gaze trailed over me. Fine looks a lot like jealous. Da-da. I gritted my teeth. I'm not jealous. Her smirk cut through me. Then why do your fists keep tightening? Because you're playing games. Because you're losing them. She stepped closer, her perfume surrounding me. Admit it, you hate watching me with anyone else. I lowered my voice. You want me to say that? Want you to feel it? She let her hand graze my arm before slipping away into the crowd. I followed her with my eyes. Every step she took winding me tighter. Oliver returned, grinning, drink in hand. Man, this is the best crowd I've had in ages. Everyone's buzzing. Even Clara's being social for once, I muttered. He frowned at me. You good? I'm fine. You've barely said 2 words since you got here. I'm just tired. Oliver shrugged and moved on, oblivious. Clara reappeared hours later, cornering me near the kitchen. She leaned in close, her lips at my ear again. Still not jealous? I clenched my jaw.
You're exhausting.
Funny you never walk. Away, because Oliver trusts me. Her smile widened. That's exactly why this feels so good. Clara. My voice came out rougher than I meant. Yes, you're crossing lines. Then stop me. I stared at her, but before I could answer, another guest shouted her name, pulling her away. She turned as she left, biting her lip, daring me. I sank into the couch, trying to steady myself. The party blurred around me. I told myself to leave, but I stayed. I told myself not to watch her, but I couldn't stop as the night wound down. People started leaving in groups. I stood to go when Clara brushed past me, slipping something into my pocket without looking back. I froze. My hand slid into my pocket. A folded note. 3 words. Meet me later. My chest tightened. Oliver's voice called from across the room. Daniel, don't rush off yet. We're doing one last toast. I shoved the note deeper into my pocket and forced myself to walk toward him, my heart thundering. Clara raised her glass, her eyes never leaving mine. The night air cut sharp as I climbed the last steps to the rooftop. My pulse was already racing, and I hated that it wasn't from the climb. She was waiting. Leaning against the rail, her hair whipping in the wind, shadow lit only by the glow of the city below. You came, she said. You told me to. That's not why I swallowed. Then why am I here? She tilted her head, stepping closer. Because you can't stay away. I forced a laugh. You sound so sure. I don't have to sound sure. I see it. I kept my hands in my pockets, gripping the note she had slipped me earlier. You're making a mistake. No. I'm making a choice. You're the one making a mistake by pretending you don't feel this. Clara, stop. She moved closer, her voice lower, softer than I had ever heard it. You feel it too. The space between us shrank. The wind carried her perfume, warm against the cold air. I shook my head. This is wrong. Wrong feels different when it's real. I'm not doing this to Oliver. Her eyes searched mine. You're not doing anything. You're standing here fighting yourself while I'm standing in front of you, waiting. You want me to betray him? She smiled faintly. I want you to be honest. I turned away, gripping the railing until my knuckles ached. Honest? You're his cousin. He trusts me with you. It's what makes it delicious, Daniel. It's what makes it dangerous. I spun back toward her. You enjoy this, don't you? Watching me fight it. Every second. She moved in again. Close enough that I felt her breath, because the harder you fight, the more I know what I do to you. I clenched my jaw. You're playing with fire, and burn with me. Her lips hovered just inches from mine. The world narrowed. Everything beyond her disappearing. I whispered, if I kiss you, there's no going back. Her eyes flickered. Hungry, yet controlled. That's the point. I leaned in, close enough to feel the heat of her mouth. My resolve cracked, my breath shaking as I whispered her name, and then she pulled back, not far, just enough to leave me stranded in the space she created. I stared at her. What are you doing? Her smirk cut sharper than any blade. Making sure you know who's in control? You think this is control? Her eyes glinted. You're here. You're shaking. You'd risk everything just to touch me. Control. I forced a step back. You're cruel. Cruel would be kissing you and pretending it meant nothing. This keeps you awake at night. You want me to break? I want you to admit you're already breaking. I laughed bitterly. You're poison, then drink me. I shoved my hands deeper into my pockets, trying to ground myself. Oliver doesn't deserve this. No, he doesn't. Which is why you'll never tell him. Which is why you'll keep coming back to me in secret. I shook my head. You're out of your mind if you think I'll let this happen. Out of your mind? She laughed softly, stepping even closer. Then why aren't you leaving? Her. Words cut straight through me. She was right. My feet stayed planted, my body leaning toward her despite every warning screaming inside me. I whispered, because I can't. For a moment, the smirk faded. Her expression softened, her eyes dark, vulnerable. Finally, I almost reached for her, almost surrendered, but then she leaned back, that cruel smirk returning. Not tonight, she said. My chest tightened. What? Not yet. You'll beg for it when the time is right. I stared at her, fury mixing with desire. You're playing a dangerous game, and you're already playing with me. She turned, walking toward the stairwell. I stayed frozen, my breath ragged, my fists clenched so tight my nails dug into my palms. Just before she disappeared down the stairs, she looked back once more. Sweet dreams, Daniel. The door shut behind her, leaving me with nothing but the city lights and the sound of my own uneven breathing. Oliver slid a beer across the table. You been quiet tonight? Something wrong? I forced a smile. Just tired. You? Tired? That's new. I've had a lot on my plate. Work. Yeah, work. And my phone buzzed. Need to check it to know who it was. Oliver raised an eyebrow. You gonna answer that? No, it can wait. You sure? That's like the 4th time your phone's gone off in the last hour. I grabbed the beer, took a long sip, and forced a laugh. Clients don't sleep. Oliver leaned back, studying me. You've been acting weird ever since the party? That word hit me like a punch. I covered it with a smirk. Weird how? Jumping at your phone? Zoning out? It's like you're somewhere else. I'm fine, Oliver. You'd tell me if something was up, right? I nodded too quickly. Of course, the phone buzzed again. Oliver glanced at it before I could flip it over. Unknown number? Spam. He frowned. Spam texts don't come at midnight. Shoved the phone into my pocket, let it go. Oliver held his hands up. All right, man. I'm just saying. I know you. Something's off. I said I'm fine. His eyes softened. Okay, I trust you. The guilt hit like a blade twisting. In my chest, when he finally left, I pulled out the phone. The message glowed against the dark screen. You looked good tonight. Did he notice how distracted you were? I typed furiously. Stop texting me when I'm with him. Her reply came instantly. That's when it's the most fun. I slammed the phone down on the table. A second later, another message lit up. Relax. I'm not asking you to choose yet. I grabbed my jacket and stormed outside, dialing her number. She answered on the second ring, laughter already in her voice. You're insane, I snapped. I prefer fearless. You're going to ruin everything. I'm not ruining anything. You're the one answering because you won't stop. You could block me, you know I won't. Her laugh was low, taunting. Exactly. This isn't a game, Clara. It feels like one. You're playing just as hard as I am. You're tearing me apart. No. I'm showing you who you are when no one's watching. Who I am. I'm supposed to be his friend, and you still are. He trusts you, doesn't he? That hasn't changed. It changes every time I lie to his face. Then, stop lying. You're telling me to confess everything. I'm telling you to stop lying to yourself. I clenched my fist, pacing under the streetlight. Why are you doing this? Because you can't control yourself around me. And I love watching you try. You're dangerous. You like it? I closed my eyes, fighting the pull in her voice. You're toxic. Then poison yourself again tomorrow. I hung up before she could say more, my breath ragged, my pulse unsteady. The next morning, Oliver texted me. Breakfast, my treat. Sat across from him at a cafe, Stirring coffee I wasn't drinking. You look like hell, he said. Didn't sleep much? Work again? Yeah. You've got to stop letting clients run you like that. You deserve better. Weakly. Thanks. You'd tell me if something was seriously wrong though, right? Of course. The lie rolled off my tongue, so easily it made me sick. He reached across the table, clapping my shoulder. I don't know what I'd do without you, man. My chest tightened. Same here. I almost dropped the coffee when my phone buzzed in my pocket. Oliver grinned. Your mystery client again? Yeah, something urgent. Go on, I'll wait. I shook my head. No, it can wait. You're too loyal? You know that? Loyal? The word burned like acid. When he got up to pay the bill, I pulled out my phone. Claire's message sat on the screen. Did he notice how easily you lie for me? Why? Shoved the phone back before Oliver returned. He smiled, handing me my coat. Come on, let's catch the game tonight. I forced a grin. Wouldn't miss it. But as we walked out together, every step felt heavier. Like the ground beneath me was giving way. I was still his best friend on the outside. Inside I was something else entirely, and Clara knew it. Oliver poured another glass of whiskey and slid it across the table. You ever feel like you're the one holding everything together while no one's holding you? I met his eyes, all the time. Hiptasuda. Chuckled without humor. I trust people too much. Always have. My dad used to say it would get me burned. I told him he was wrong. Now I'm not so sure. The glass felt heavy in my hand. Who burned you? He hesitated. Not who. Just the thought that maybe I don't see people clearly. I miss the lies right in front of me. My chest tightened. What makes you think that? Gut feeling? He took a long sip. I keep telling myself I know you better than anyone, that you'd never let me down. Sometimes I wonder if I'd even notice if you did. The room. Spun for a second. Oliver, you know me. And never he cut me off. I'm not saying you would. I'm saying if you did, I'd probably forgive you before you finished explaining. That's how much I trust you. I gripped the glass until my knuckles turned white. You shouldn't trust anyone that much. He leaned forward. But I do. With you. 'Cause you're my brother, Daniel. Blood or not. The words split me. Open my mouth went dry. Oliver, there's something I need to... My phone rang. I froze. He frowned. Go ahead, answer it. I shook my head. It's late. He can wait. But the ringing cut through the silence like a blade. Oliver nodded toward it. You've been jumpy with that thing all week. If it's important. Answer. My hands shook as I pulled the phone out. Clara's name glowed across the screen. Oliver tilted his head. Who's Clara? I slammed the phone face down on the table. No one. Just a client. He narrowed his eyes, but said nothing. Ringing stopped. Seconds later, a text lit up the screen. Please. I need you. It's bad. My stomach turned. Oliver's voice was soft. Work emergency? Yeah. Something like that. He exhaled slowly. Go. I'll be fine. You sure? I'm not. Gonna chain you here? If someone needs you, you should go. The guilt in my chest roared. Oliver, He raised his glass, forcing a smile. We'll talk tomorrow. I left him there, the weight of his trust crushing me with every step. By the time I reached Clara's building, my heart was racing. I rang the bell. The door clicked open. Her voice floated from the top of the stairs. Daniel, I climbed, bracing myself for tears, maybe anger. Instead, I found her leaning in the doorway of her apartment. Silk clung to her skin, soft light spilling over her shoulders. She gave a faint smile. You came. That's all I needed. My throat tightened. You said it was bad. You said you needed me. I did, and you came. That's the only part that matters. I stepped inside, closing the door behind me. You lied. She tilted her head. Did I? Or did I just say the truth in a way you couldn't resist? Do you even hear yourself? She walked closer, her perfume wrapping around me. I hear you. You dropped him in a heartbeat to be. Here, that's the truth you don't want to admit. You're playing me. Her smile faded, replaced by something softer. You think this is a game, isn't it? She touched my chest, fingers tracing lightly over my shirt. Feel my hand. Does that feel like a game? I grabbed her wrist, holding it still. You're twisting me into someone I don't even recognize. Or someone you've always been. Don't do that. What? Make it sound like this is destiny. It's not. It's betrayal. Her eyes shimmered, almost wounded. Do you really believe that? After everything you feel when you're near me? I swallowed hard, my voice breaking. I'm losing him because of you. No. You're losing him because you keep lying to yourself. I'm just giving you the mirror. Oliver trusts me with his life. She stepped closer, lips almost brushing my ear. And you came to me instead of staying with him. What does that say? I pushed her back, pacing the room. It says, I'm weak. It says you're human. It says I'm betraying thee. The only person who sees me as good? Her voice dropped to a whisper. Maybe he doesn't see you as clearly as I do. I turned, anger sparking through the guilt. Stop pretending this is about me. You're manipulating every moment, every word. Her smirk returned, subtle knowing, and you're still here. I froze. She was right. The silence stretched between us, the city noise muffled by thick walls. Finally, I said it. You'll destroy me. She leaned back against the couch, silk slipping against her skin. Or I'll set you free. Stared at her, heart hammering, my pulse drowning out every thought. In that moment, I didn't know if she was saving me or killing me. Maybe both. Oliver's voice hit me before I even walked fully into the apartment. Who the hell is she, Daniel? I froze at the door. What are you talking about? Don't lie to me. I saw the messages. He held up his phone. If she's not a client, stop insulting me. My chest caved in. You went through my phone? I didn't need to. She texted me. His eyes burned. Clara, that her name? I staggered back. She texted you? Yeah. Guess what she wrote? You. Don't even know what he hides from you. Care to explain? My mouth opened, but nothing came out. Say something, Daniel. His voice cracked, raw with fury. Tell me I'm wrong. I forced out the words. It's not what you think. Then what is it? Late nights, secret calls, lies every time I ask where you are. My hands shook. She came on to me. I didn't ask for this. His laugh was sharp, broken. So that's your excuse? You tripped and fell into her. You know how pathetic that sounds? I never wanted this to happen, but it did. You stood right in front of me night after night, swearing we were solid. You let me trust you, Oliver. I swear, I tried to stop it. Stop it? You should have never started. The sound of heels clicked on the floor behind me. Clara appeared in the doorway, silk still draped over her. She leaned against the frame, arms crossed. Oliver's face darkened. Of course she's here. Clara's smile was faint, almost satisfied. Why are you surprised? He comes when I call. Oliver turned to me, shaking his head. Tell me she's lying. Tell me this isn't real. I stepped forward, desperate. She twists things. She knows how to what? His voice thundered. Make you betray me? Make you sneak around like a coward? I'm sorry. The words came out hollow, useless. Sorry doesn't fix what you broke. Oliver, listen to me, no. You don't get to talk your way out. You chose her. You chose every lie over me. I reached for him, but he shoved me back. Don't touch me. You disgust me. Clara's voice cut through the silence. He doesn't disgust me. Oliver turned on her. Shut your mouth. She tilted her head, unbothered. I'm only telling the truth. He's mine now. Spun on her. Stop it. You're not helping. She raised a brow. Oh, I'm not trying to help. I'm claiming what you already gave me. Oliver's fists clenched. So this was your plan all along? Tear us apart, watch him drown? Clara's eyes gleamed. Or maybe I just saw what he wanted and gave it to him. I never wanted this, I shouted. Oliver's face twisted in pain. You did. On some level, you did. That's the only reason we're standing here right now. Clara stepped closer, her hand brushing my arm. He doesn't want to admit it, but he feels alive with me. You can't give him that. I pulled away, heart racing. You're lying. This isn't about me. This is about control. She smirked. Call it whatever you want. I came when I called. That's control. That's power. That's mine. Oliver looked at me one last time, his voice hollow. We were supposed to be brothers. I would have taken a bullet for you, and you destroyed it for her. Oliver, please, he turned, his shoulders rigid. We're done. The door slammed. Behind him, the sound echoing through my chest like a gunshot. I stood there, breathless, watching years of trust shatter in a single night. Clara stepped into the space he left, her voice low. Now you're mine. I spun on her. This isn't love. This is war. Her smile widened, sharp and victorious. Call it what you want. I won. The room closed in on me, her perfume clinging to the air, her presence pressing against me. For the first time, I realized I wasn't standing beside her. I was standing in her cage. Asterisk, the whispers started before I even reached the office. Did you hear unbelievable? I thought he was loyal. He's been lying to Oliver for months. Each sentence stabbed deeper. I walked faster, but the voices followed. By the time I reached my desk, my phone was buzzing nonstop with messages. I didn't want to open. I grabbed it anyway. Dozens of notifications, screenshots, threads, rumors, all twisted. Exaggerated, but all rooted in something real. I muttered under my breath. She did this. The phone rang again. Oliver's name flashed. I couldn't bring myself to answer. I shoved it in my pocket and stormed out. By the time I reached Clara's apartment, my heart was hammering with rage. I pounded on her door. Open up. The lock clicked, and she appeared in silk once again, calm and composed. I shoved past her. What the hell did you do? She arched a brow. Hello to you too. Don't play games. The rumors. The screenshots. That's your work. She closed the door behind me, unfazed. If it is, you're destroying me. Her smile was soft, almost sweet. No, Daniel, you're destroying yourself. I'm just showing the world what you already are. My chest tightened. You spread lies. I didn't need to lie. All I had to do was give them a little truth. The late nights. The texts. Secrets. That was enough. Oliver won't forgive this. He won't forgive you. That's the difference. I stepped closer, my hands shaking. Why? What do you get out of this? Her eyes locked on mine. Victory. Over what? You, him, everyone who thought they could stand above me. You played my game, Daniel. You lost. Her words sliced through me. I wanted to scream, to throw something, to rip the smug calm off her face. Instead, I forced out, you never cared about me. She tilted her head. Care? That's such a fragile word. I saw a man hungry for escape, desperate for something forbidden. I gave it to you. You begged for it. I never begged. Her laugh was soft but cruel. Not with words, with actions. Every time you came to me, you begged. I shook my head. You twisted everything. No, I revealed everything. There's a difference. I paced across the room, my chest burning. You ruined Oliver. You ruined me. Her gaze didn't waver. I exposed you. You ruined yourself the moment you chose me over him. I slammed my fist against the table. Stop pretending this is about me. This was your plan from the beginning. She walked slowly toward me, her silk robe brushing against her skin like a weapon, and you walked into it willingly. Away. I see you now, do you? You're not the woman I wanted. You're a storm. You destroy everything you touch. Her smile widened, and yet you came back. That's the truth you can't outrun. I came for answers. Not for you. Her voice lowered, taunting. But you're here, Daniel. That's all that matters. I forced myself to meet her gaze. Not anymore. I'm done letting you control me. She leaned in close, her breath hot against my ear. You'll never be done, 'cause you like the fire. You like the chaos. You like me. I shoved her back. No, I hate you. Her laugh echoed off the walls. Hate is just love twisted inside out. Either way, I win. I stared at her, every illusion I had built around her shattering. You're poison. She tilted her head again, eyes glinting. And you drank willingly. I moved toward the door, my body trembling. Run if you want, she called after me. But the damage is already done. Oliver won't forget. Your friends won't forgive. You belong to me now, even if you hate me for it. I froze at the end. Door, her words crawling under my skin. My voice came out sharp. I don't belong to you. Not anymore. No. Her smile never faltered. We'll see. I walked out without looking back, but the sound of her laughter followed me down the hall, echoing in my ears long after I left. For the first time, I wasn't blinded by her beauty or her charm. I saw her for what she truly was, not a lover, not a secret, a storm I should have never stepped into. I knew she would be waiting. Clara never let the final word belong to anyone but her. When I stepped into her apartment, the air felt charged like a storm trapped inside four walls. She was leaning against the table, glass of wine in her hand, a faint smirk curving her lips. You came back, she said. I came to end this. Her eyes flickered with amusement. You've said that before, not like this. She circled me slowly, her perfume filling the room like a trap. You think you can just walk away? After everything we shared, I faced her. What we shared was a lie. Her laugh was low, deliberate. A lie you begged for, a lie you touched, a lie you kissed. I'm not here to argue about the past. I'm here to take back what's left of me. She tilted her head, studying me. Take back from me? I gave you more than anyone else ever dared. You took. That's all you ever did. Clara stepped closer, her voice dropping to a whisper. You're shaking. I'm not afraid of you anymore. Her lips curved again, darker this time. Then prove it. I don't need to prove anything. Yes, you do. She leaned in, her breath warm against my cheek. Prove you're not afraid. I held still. I didn't flinch. I didn't lean in. I looked her in the eye and said no. Her expression faltered for the first time. I stepped back. That word is my freedom. No more games. No more control. I'm finished. She let out a sharp laugh, but it sounded forced.
You think?
Walking away makes you stronger? You're nothing without me. Then watch me be nothing. Watch me leave. Her glass slammed against the table, wine spilling across the wood. You'll come back. They always do. Not this time. Why? Turned for the door. Her voice chased me. What about Oliver? What about everyone who knows what you did? You'll live with that forever. I paused, my back to her. I'll live with the truth. It's not your version of it. That's enough. You're lying to yourself. No. I'm finally telling myself the truth. Her footsteps clicked against the floor as she moved closer. You'll never find someone like me again. I opened the door. That's the point. The silence that followed was louder than any goodbye. I stepped into the hallway, my chest heavy but steady. For the first time in months, I wasn't running toward her or away from her. I was just walking forward. The cost of this choice was written across my life. Oliver wouldn't forgive me. My reputation was scarred. My nights would carry shadows for a long time. But in the middle of all that wreckage, I felt something I hadn't in months. Peace. Clara had won her battles, but she no longer had me, and maybe that was the real victory. Not punishing her, not proving anything to anyone else, just choosing who I was, even if it came at a price. I didn't look back. Not once.